So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today. It's Frozen. It's Frozen 2. So, why not do a review like I'm Frozen? Consistency, people. Consistency. I'm super excited. Look at my face. I'm so happy. I'm laughing so hard and everything. Look at that. Not even moving anything. Look at that. You see me blink? Am I blinking? But you won't even see me blink. That's right. Frozen. See? This is dedication. Wants to come at me with this no blinking contest. Let's see who wins. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Watch this. Just what? Look. Look. That's what I thought. Okay, all right. I see how it's gonna be. Okay, you know what? That's it. This is the last time I try to do anything creative for you guys. You gotta be so grateful. That's it. I'm done. What's up, guys? Joshua Perez here, and this is Juice Talkies, where we talk about movie reviews, movie news, movie stuff. And today's movie review, we are reviewing Frozen 2. We, not I, me, this guy. So Frozen 2 continues the tale of Elsa and Anna. It's the follow-up to Frozen, which was a huge hit. Was really well received critically. Did really well at the box office, and it was a pretty good movie. It was actually a pretty good movie. Great animation, great cast of characters, funny, catchy songs, especially the Let It Go song. Until when you heard it like a billion times, you were just ready to shoot yourself in the face. And good story, pretty good story. I enjoyed it. I'm surprised we didn't get a sequel a lot sooner. Usually Disney, like, they just pump out them sequels like left and right. So I was kind of surprised that this sequel didn't happen a lot sooner. Because usually with Disney, when they have a smash hit like the first one, you've got the sequels the next day, like Frozen 2, 3, 4, 5. Frozen in space. Frozen in the hood. Frozen and the Furious. But you get the picture. Disney loves to milk their franchises. So, when they know they've succeeded in one, they're just gonna keep milking it until they can't milk it anymore. So yeah, really shocked that this sequel didn't happen a lot sooner. I'm kind of glad they waited a little bit to kind of just give us a little bit of breathing room, and then, because you want to care about your properties, you want to care about your franchises. You don't want to make a smash hit and it be really well received, and then like tomorrow, the next day, you've already got a sequel out just because it's making so much money. Take your time, if the story's right, if you're feeling it, do it. Don't rush. Don't rush making a great movie. But it is what it is, and here we have it, Frozen 2. So Frozen 2 continues the tale of Elsa and Anna. Some time has passed since the events of the first movie, and everyone's living in Arendelle all happy. There's no more Frozen City. Everything's just peachy. Everything is just sunshine and rainbows, until Elsa starts hearing these voices and someone's singing to her, and she doesn't know who it is or where it's coming from, until they remember a tale that their father told them when they were young about an enchanted forest and his grandfather. So then she goes and seeks out the Elder Troll, where she learns a little bit more about the enchanted forest and the looming danger that is threatening Arendelle if she doesn't go out and seek out the voice and discover the mystery of the enchanted forest and the secrets of the past. That's where adventure begins, with the gang by her side. Olaf, Anna, Kristoff, Glenn, Ben, Ken, Gwen, Sven. I think it's Sven. And when they end up in the enchanted forest, they stumble upon an old native group called the Northuldra tribe. Dothraki. I'm just gonna call them the Dothraki, because that just sounds so much better, and because I'm an adult and I can do stuff like that. And that's where she learns a lot about herself and her past. I wanna start out by saying the animation was just fantastic in this movie. It's as good as it was in like the last movie. I don't know what it is about snow or ice in movies in general, especially animated movies. It just gets me. I don't know, it's just visually amazing. When you have snow scenes or when ice comes into play, I love it. It's great. One of my favorite scenes too with Olaf is when they're all playing charades, and he's just moving his body parts around to create what, they're trying to guess. Moments like that I think are just really neat when it comes to animation, especially like with these movies. Also how, the characters express themselves, and then when they're singing also in the musical numbers. So I feel animation sets another high bar for Disney. And it's Disney, you can't go wrong with Disney, right? And the songs in this movie don't quite reach the heights of the first movie. We don't have like a Let It Go song in this movie that you're just gonna remember and hear every day till your ears bleed. So when I came out of watching this one, like none of the songs really like, I don't even remember any of the songs. Not that they were bad, but the songs are great. I think usually with my issue with musicals, I'm not the biggest fan of musicals because I feel like sometimes it just takes me out the movie. Even though some of the story, most of the story is told through the songs, I just feel like where I want to focus on the main story and everything is just grounded, it takes a back seat to the songs. Especially if there's a lot of them, I just feel like for me, they're almost like commercial breaks, unless it's a song that really hits me. I was a big fan of Aladdin growing up and Lion King. I love those songs, those stuck with me. And two of my favorite musicals actually happen to be West Side Story and La La Land. So I'm not the biggest fan of them. It just depends on the movie. It just depends on how it's done and how it's integrated into the story. But I don't think it bugged me too much in this movie. I thought they were fine. We just didn't have anything that was just kind of like one that you're gonna remember or play until your car radio blows up. I do like the song from the last movie, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? That was great. It was actually pretty funny too. And yeah. Do you wanna build a snowman? Because I know I do. Because do you wanna build a... The story in this movie was pretty solid. I feel like it was a lot more focused than it was in the first movie. And you had a lot more time with Elsa and Anna together, even though like I feel like Elsa comes across real insecure. She still has some of that insecurity from like the first movie, and she feels like she has to be in another place instead of just with her family and just in one location. I found that a little bit annoying sometimes, because you always want to be where your family is, and you see a little bit of that in this movie. It's not as strong as it was in the first movie, where she just feel like she had to like abandon everybody and then just kind of live in her own castle away from Arendelle. This one, she's a little bit more connected with Anna. They have a little bit more time together, a little bit more bonding, even though she still has a little bit of that insecurity in her character. Kristoff was great in this movie. He doesn't have like this huge, gigantic role, but he feels like a good comedic support character. There's a lot of funny moments with him, especially I love the moments when he's kind of talking for Sven. I'm gonna call him Rudolph. Kind of like in the first movie when he's talking to Rudolph and he's kind of talking for him. I love those moments. He brings that character in this movie as well, because most Disney movies, when they have that supporting sidekick character, they give him a voice, and I like the fact that they didn't do that in this movie, because that's what Disney usually does with those animal characters, is that they usually have a voice. They usually have a character all their own. Olaf was hysterical in this movie. Like he was just as funny in this movie as he was in the last movie, and I didn't find him too annoying. I mean, he almost seems like he could be that Jar Jar Binks-esque type character in this movie franchise. But he didn't come across that way to me. The jokes were good, and they landed every time he said something funny. It worked out, especially in the scene when he's kind of recapping all the events from the first movie. That was probably my favorite Olaf moment. He's just kind of reenacting it, and it's hilarious. It's really good. A lot of the jokes are really funny in this movie. I just like how the story answers some of the questions that some people may have had from the first movie. I know when I first saw the first movie, there was only one lingering question I had that was never really answered, and we get that answer in this movie. So I like that they kind of saved it for the sequel. Another thing that I thought was funny, this is probably just me, but anytime that they mentioned fire, wind, water, I instantly thought of Captain Planet. Fire, water, wind, student loans, mortgages, overcooked rice, too many freaking streaming services. Can't choose one. There's just too many. Also, another thing to point out too is that Anna she felt more important in this movie than she did in the last movie. Like she had just had more relevance, and that's what I loved about this story is that they brought more value for the characters. Each character seemed to have some kind of story arc or fulfilling story moment that just kind of like made the characters grow a little bit more. Another thing to point out too is that I love how they brought relevance to Anna's character in this movie. They gave her more purpose, and they did a lot more of that with every character too, but more specifically Anna. I thought it was really cool just to see that you know, wow, you know, like, okay, I mean, they're showing Anna some love in this movie too, you know, it's not all about Elsa, and major props to them for doing that. Definitely go see this movie. I know your kids for sure are gonna enjoy it. Take your kids to see it. Both kids and adults are really gonna enjoy this movie. I think this movie definitely deserves some groovy juice. And yeah, if you guys have seen this movie already, let me know what you guys thought of it down below. And let me know what your favorite Disney movie is. I really wanna know, like, what's your favorite Disney movie or your favorite musical? Me personally, I think favorite Disney movie is Aladdin. Aladdin for sure, and The Lion King, two of my favorite growing up. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, subscribe, leave me a like. I'm not gonna have a video next weekend because of the holidays. Gonna spend some time with family for Thanksgiving, but you know, just wanna wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Eat until you can't eat anymore. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it and have a groovy time.